Gee, hello, Kiachwilchibilag, Tasulam Gulchibilag Guma. My name is Lasairfhíona Ní Chonaola, and I'm delighted to be part of Heritage Week 2020, Irish Heritage Week 2020. And today I'll be talking about Sean-nós singing and also singing some Sean-nós songs too. So I hope if you have any questions about Sean-nós singing, hopefully I'll be able to answer some questions. First of all, I'm going to sing a song, a Sean-nós song, and this song is called An Rotúra Garrig. An garrig, Savak duin mogra, Savak du gilan finna, agus gef namra, Savak tuntu, Buyeshis buvil chebala. Savakatum of Valentine, Seville Chikli Maratan. O vi meir an garrig, agus chynnig mae ra. Es chynnig mae gilan o finna, agus gef namra, agus chenig mantu, Buyeshis buvil tebla, agus chenig mata Valentine, is to shiakli maratan. Skajagala lebrita, elaran overvi, es la ele parik, nanurona ye, es gavasa blabui, telar machan rachil. Skadagra Nio Kisherief Machri. That was An Rotúra Garrig. So, Sean-nós singing, it's a unique singing style, traditionally sung without any musical accompaniment in the Irish language, and it's unique to Ireland, although it's been said there are some similarities with other types of singing as well. There are regional variations of this distinctive singing style found mostly in the Gaeltacht, which is the Irish-speaking parts of Ireland, mostly Connacht, Munster and Ulster. Sean-nós songs weren't traditionally written down, they were passed on by ear, which I'm very impressed with nowadays. I mean, most songs now are written down and we learn them by looking at them and reading them and then learning them. But back in the day, they must have really listened intently, because I've heard of people learning a song just hearing it once, and that's how the songs were passed on, by ear. Traditionally, people would visit houses and everybody was expected at events on the island, say where I'm from the Aran Islands. Everybody was expected to have a party piece at events, island events, and people were learning that way. Children, even myself as a child, I was picking up songs unconsciously from other singers And as I said, everybody was expected to have a party piece, either a song or a piece of music, a lilt or a story, or a scale green, a joke. Also on the islands, I was lucky that the singer and the song were both appreciated and were listened to. Let me see, what else? Growing up on the islands, as I said, we just learned these songs, and it was only in my teens that I learned that they were called Sean-nós songs, that they were given a term. Sean-nós songs, Sean-nós means old style, but you know, people still sing it, so it's a term, but it's unique to Ireland. Also, songs, they moved songs. People, when they would listen, they'd, as I said, I'm from the Aran Islands, songs came from Connemara as well, and the Aran Islands brought songs to Connemara too. And the villages in different areas would have their own unique style as well. Even within, say, Connemara and the Aran Islands, the islands in Lasairfhíona Ní Chonaola would have little differences, and even singers and families would have their own unique style and add a nice difference to a song. I was just thinking, Liam O'Reilly, it's a sad, very sad love song that hails from Mayo. There are a lot of songs that come from County Mayo, very fine and beautiful songs, but the melody of Liam O'Reilly is very similar to the Star of the County Down. The Liam O'Reilly is slower, and the Star of the County Down is faster and happier song. There are different singers that sing Sean-nós as well, and the older singers would have been well-known singers like Lasairfhíona Ní or Joe Heaney. There would have been Lasairfhíona Ní Chonaola as well, very fine singer from Cornwall that I like listening to, and I've sung a lot of her songs as well. I enjoy her singing. There was Elizabeth Cronin and Lasairfhíona, or also known as Lasairfhíona and Nicholas Tobin too. They would have been very fine singers. I'd recommend listening to them. Let me see, is it time for another song? Let me see. Also, as I said, you know, singers would have songs that they got from their own families as well that would have been passed on, and in my own case, I have songs that were unique to my family, and this is a song that I got from my grandmother, Peggy, from Inishmeoin. I'm from Inishir, but my grandmother was from Inishmeoin, and my father's from Inishmeoin. But you can see different influences even within the islands on songs and singing styles. So this is Anraki Nolan. Bhí meiste lábra fúvars me gull share. O casú cailín ágaram si blana bócus glai. Bhí si chudeas náid leis an rosa bhína hai. Sé má lenga meistú postas dún an bhreamach rí. Atá se lu go lear a gine bachlína si. Go marim with spres an náid ges go gurim with sports chan king. Ach tjanam lim sa go hácha le bantin over bhí. Is tá mis se ó go leor leis a sports a chuir chan king. Chomuid isteach a teach an nálas an nó him with cheese. Bhí fin is brandar bard a guinness misse bhí a rint. Bhí chelení ar bard a guine chorm sa bhí a ig. Mar go bhfuil se siar a bórí wens mar agan a bheo go hins. Sa bronach an bhean go lá mé is storí nó si. Ní anam a sprína gáirí go tugus an rocharíist. Tá gruig mu chin le fána bhains gan cheam a réiteachí ó cháil an racín álinn bhíh go háda go mu chin. Tugus an rocha máideachas cyrciad fáilte faoi. Sucre cair chlár chá go háda lár a tí. Bána hatach a cheans na bích cos na náidir faoi. Is gautún racín álinn bhíh go háda go mu chin. Let me see. Hello, Adele. Is that a Connacht song? I think with Racine Olin. If you're asking about Racine Olin, there's different versions, but it would be mostly Connacht. Roland, I'm fine, thank you, welcome. Agus Joseph, míle fáilte rút. Tásúlam go se bile go maith. So, Sean-nós singing. There are different elements of Sean-nós singing. It's usually sung free rhythm without meter. There is ornamentation in it, sustained notes. The ornamentation and sustained notes are used to put some emotional emphasis on particular phrases. Because the songs have such beautiful poetry in them, the lyrics are so beautiful, and certain parts of the song might show the emotion. If it's a sad love song, say, it would show the emphasis is on a particular part of the song where, say, the songwriter wanted to show how emotional he or she felt. I'm just thinking of, well, Bonrain Loch na Niamh, the Queen of Loch na Niamh. I was just thinking here if I can find the English version, the English of it. I'll read you part of it. I think it's a lovely phrase or phrase. Las na réalta a bhír na spéire, gus fuair me léir gus beag ar bhrí, ach liúnt si mo híomh le said glán géir, agus dog si léista a lár mo chrí. And the English of that is, the stars of the skies lit up, and I could see a woman, but she pierced my side with a clean, sharp arrow, and left a dark bruise in the center of my heart. Bonrain Loch na Niamh, it's one of my favorite songs, and there's a mystery to it. I think the melody has a mystery to it. It would be interesting to meet the songwriter, have a chat with him. He was a poet, and his name was Míalmhachar Seán-cúlainn. He was from Iris Arnach, and he died the last year of the famine on Gortamór. So I'm going to sing this song. I'm going to have some tea first, herbal tea. Tránú na réir, smateacht lam héan, smatean na réit an Loch na Niamh. Siamh ré go léir, a has go trían, agla géir is gan a fis ceart faoi. Ó las na réalta bhíar na spéire, gus fuair me léir gus beag ar bhrí, ach liún si mohíh Lasaid glangiar is dog si leista helar machri Anig smain si beg fri muin sim a banúris gan og femvril Scanfis cén dricht achas mulimi an traudi smenuig nisan o jan lamanis is jaga green ma is mishamilan gangri ach gra mochri galo is griha a god de hines mouth o van vunte en opwel funsa Jark mod nu nach film eslon Marta me krasta o smutig grumach is parts gan stumme eras papal Ma caps na shil Gagare tu jit ma salichti makri echir members offer meskela aus de vinvra a julen neren There's in the poetry, in the Irish poetry, it was fashionable for poets to have people coming from Spain or Greece, that say the royalty of Ireland, that they had descended from Greece or from Spain. And in this lyric, in this song, it's when the poet sees this beautiful woman, Elam, he asks her, are you from Greece? So it made it into this song as well. Gurmad, Victoria, welcome. False Ruth, delighted to have you here. Adele, yes, and Raturagarig. It's a song, that song on Raturagarig is well known in all parts of Ireland. Originally it was a love song, but the meaning changed during the penal laws in Ireland when Ireland was on the rule of England, and well, as you know, Irish history is very complicated, and during that time it was very tough because the Irish, who were mostly Catholics at the time, were put down. They couldn't own any land, they couldn't own anything of value, property, and even poetry and singing and music was put down. They had to compose in secret the songs, but you know, it's very hard to put the human spirit down. The songwriters, the singers, the poets kept on, even though it was difficult to help support the people at that very dark time in Ireland. And yes, I'm glad that they did. But in this song, as I said, it was traditionally a love song, but during the penal laws, it meant they asked, would there be mass on the rock, on Tuaragarig, it was a code for asking if there was going to be Mass. So if the person said, oh yes, your love loves you, it meant there was Mass. And if the person said your love doesn't love you, it meant that there was no Mass that day. So we can persevere, we can continue. And that's what I like about Banrin Loch na Naomh as well, that the person who wrote the song, Mianarka Shalkulan, gave the hero in this song great courage, and I think we need that in life, to persevere and to keep going, and that's what I like about that song. Cintana mata an oran Sílim Banrin Loch na Naomh tír tú beidir Banrin Loch na Naomh. Tá sé my chéad album an Llwysgan Racinolin. Hello Christina, welcome from Geneva. Fáilte Ruth, delighted to have you here. Okay, what else do I have? Yeah, there are different types of songs as well. There were, let me see, yes, there would be different types of songs. Songs of love, of course, happy love songs, and of course the sad love songs. Donalog is one of them, that's well known all over Ireland, and different versions of it. There's Cuishlán Nail as well, there are different versions to that around Ireland too. And then there are the laments, and there would have been the religious songs like Queen in the Trí Muire and the Keening of the Three Marys, and they're very interesting, those songs. They hark back to a time, to the old religion before Christianity came to Ireland. Keening is when a person died, keeners were hired to come to mourn the death of the person. There were usually women who keened, and there were poets in their own right as well, and their type of poetry was called rusk. And there was one main keener, and then the other keeners would join in a harmony with her, and they would help the mourners recover, or to help them cry and mourn the person that had died. And Dr. Elizabeth Kubler-Ross said that these keeners were very therapeutic and helped people, and they helped the people get over the loss of the death of their loved ones. So Queen in the Trí Muire used to be sung at funerals, and most singing it's sung as well still to this day. And Joseph O'Henley said that he got the religious songs, those keening songs, from his mother, because it was usually women who sang them, and they have such power in them. There's something that helps us with our own sadness. They're important, and I find even the Sean-nós songs that are sad, I think they help us deal with our own grief that might be stored in us that we didn't process, and they help us deal with that. And I think they're important in that aspect, from an emotional aspect of life as well, to deal with the sadness that can be in life as well. But of course there are happy songs too, of course. It's important to have a balance, and the Sean-nós songs have those as well. They have there's funny songs like Óran an Fúca, Míl Mac Sibhne composed, and it's a satire, and the poet was annoyed because his neighbour trespassed on his land. So he composed a satire about his neighbour, and he called him a puka, which is, I don't know if you know what the puka is, but it's a spirit, it's a ghost, kind of a spirit, a fairy that can change himself into kind of a dark coloured horse or different animals like that. And he called him a puka, so people have to be careful if they annoy poets. They could have a satire written about them, but it makes for a humorous song. And there's also another satire, if I can find it here. I have my notes. Own Code, which was composed, it's a song called Own Code, and it was composed by the Mayo poet Richard Burred, who was born in 1740 to 1819. He was known as the Bard of Urus. And Own Code, he was a Conway, and he was a terrible landlord's agent, and he was known for his cruelty to tenants. And Richard Burred, wrote this satirical song after he found out that Conway deceived a destitute couple who couldn't afford to pay their rent. He had apparently dressed up as a beggar and was given lodgings by the kind couple. And in the morning, what did he do? But he stole the few animals that the couple had in lieu of rent. And because of this, the poet composed a satire about him, and he lavishes false praise on him. So yeah, be careful. Poets can write great satires if you annoy them. But Richard Burred, he's probably most well known for Perhaps an Old, and it's a humorous drinking song. So that's there are different songs. There's also other songs like Papiri Lasairfhíona, which is another Mayo song. As I said, a lot of songs came from Mayo. And then children's songs, that would be Siad Bhamói, Cailach Amerigid, or Duo Died Lum, Banfoidjim, Gilino Jouse. So there are many different lovely songs. Let me see, what will maybe I'll sing something else now. Maybe I'll sing a Mayo song, singing that I'm talking about Mayo. Let me see now. Hello, Greg. Cechol tú fáilte rút. Welcome. Hello, Philip. Welcome all the way from Toronto. My goodness. Hello, Joseph. Bruch na Carige Boine. Yeah, that's a lovely song as well. I'm not going to sing it today, but I'll sing it sometime. You never know. I might be doing another live stream, and that might be on the cards or on my set list. Good day. Come, Aidan, Fáilte Ruth, welcome. Carmel Mad, thank you. And across the pond, okay, that's your Facebook name. Hello. Oh my goodness, all the way from Gettysburg. Welcome, Fáilte Ruth. Hi, Dad. A lot of people from different parts of the world. It's amazing. It's amazing with live streams who can watch. This will be on YouTube as well, on the Heritage Week website as well. So there you go. So should I Sauni Vranilla? It's a love song called Sauni Vranilla. That's Casimir Bisha. I'll sing it. It's a happier song. Nieren de sprela Sauni Vranilla. Apanin is keis ketele wargenini. Ora hau ni Vranilla. Reisjes is story nelle simelam. Moiste pot vakarad na kaileve. Alech ni vots ni hukin in harike. Ora hau ni Vranilla. Chyslis ystori nelas imelam. Mosti botor gudoni lakame. Rante de choristo in a fantiad. Ora how ni vrenala. Chyslis ystori nelas imelam. Níl fálacha cáir hána bhreine le a seachatín danga chail gan mhainchiile. Óra hána bhreine le chus is istóí nélas imilam. Ferma mód me tá fer amara feslas le just láir me cháin na namara. Óra hána bhreine le Chyslis ystori nelas imilam. Shini sauni vrinala. Tasulam got shibila gama went in. Apparently there's a storm coming to Ireland during tonight. So make sure window boxes are all taken care of. But it won't last. Storms in the summer are different. It's not as cold. Also with Sean-nós singing, as I said, at events, say on the Aran Islands where I'm from, there'd be events, say at Christmas, people would get together before Christmas and during Christmas time, and there'd be different age groups singing. But way back, there'd be songs sung mostly at, say, the Irish Wake, or I should say the American Wake, when people emigrated and they left mostly for good to go to America, and they would sing songs there, and they would also sing songs at weddings, different types of songs. Some people are blessed with a wonderful voice, but they can be terribly shy. And it's said that some people, there's one man who had a wonderful voice, but he was very shy, so he'd insist on singing in a room away from everybody else. That was the only time he'd sing, when everybody be listening at the door be open, but they'd be listening in to hear him. So that was the way he overcome his shyness at singing. So, because people would really say, you they'd push him to sing. And also, talking about shyness and that, you know, the winding of the hand, that was to kind of help the singer if the singer was a bit nervous. But the thing is, let the singer guide the hand, not the other way around, because the singer will sing with their own rhythm. So it was a way of supporting the singer if the singer was a bit nervous, and which was nice, I think. It's kind of still done, but it's a little custom. And some people thought it was like the gramophone. Well, that's before our time, I'd say, of gramophones, but if a gramophone was going slow, you'd have to wind it up again. But it was just to help support the singer. And as I said, the singer would guide. It was the singer would move the other person's hand, because, as I said, the singer was going to the song, to the rhythm or their own rhythm of the song. And this song I'm going to sing is called Oroshid of Havale. It's kind of a new old song. Porma Pirish added words, but it's much, much older. It goes way, way back as well. The kurfa, or the chorus. Okay, Rachel, yeah. It's not so sunny there as well, yeah. I'm in Galway, and it's actually raining here as well. I'm just looking out the window, and it's raining too. But hopefully the sun will come back in a few days. It'll be nice to see. So shat oro shit of a havaile. Ora shadava vale, ora shadava vale, ora shadava vale, en isher hachtan taura. Shadava vambale, bort de veer grachuve in even, de ruivra sheliv merlach. Stochilta lashna galav, ora shadava vale, ora shadava vale, ora shadava vale, en isher hachtan taura. Ta grana vela tjachtar sale, ogli armale mar horte. Gaela tains ní frank na spana, is curishadra gergalev, ora shadava vale, ora shadava vale, ora shadava vale, en isher hachtan taura. Avila na vart gavekem, man min beuen je aschachten. Grana wel is mile gaskach, ek volkert voor galef. Ora shadava vale, ora shadava vale, ora shadava vale, en isher hachtan taura. Ish, shnoro shadava havale. Okay, maybe I'll do just a tiny little song. Orini babitach. Oh, berry lagan, jatuna, berry lagan, lativa freklis, kalimi jassa dansa. Tom shingra kalin jazz, tom shingra and outlay. Tom shingra kalin jazz, possum at jatuni is Oranin babidach. Oran tairach. Lively little song. It's a tiny little song. This is a sad love song, and it's called Tonapapiri Rasaina. And it's a sad love song from the woman's perspective. It's said to date from the time of the wild geese, when the chieftains' families had to leave the country, had to leave Ireland, following the English settlers' plantations. So, Tonapapiri Rasaina. Tonapapiri Rasaina is Tonna Saituri Kaelnum. Tadramatori Vinerach Eklana Katina Lang. Chameacham is Ratzaveren, Kedes Chavilebo, Juntahu Vajerin, Langa Kuntelio. Noere airim amach goeg nach is brennim wemmeren grakutal. Bimes minu na chulin to halach a dagaru arin Tá mo chríiste ná le go gáilta fear mar roin ní bhachrín ná ngrast is febi cailínog ever as wemho nga sin tara suasi e gan chlár nach even gan heini airin skart fin se calura elegila erin chrifin avon ni sin agam hein na ma hed vilegra is fada of van gaan gele vins are nairi kachla. And I'll finish up with maybe a more lively song. Pan Foijean's wife. And well, it's an interesting song. It's a song traditionally from Corna, but it's sung all parts of Connemara and on the Aran Islands as well. Yes, it's about a woman who's annoyed that the man she loved went off with another woman, but she's angry at the woman and not with the man. So it's Pan Foijean. Gonna míle mad Annette agus Joanne fáilte rúb. I've sung this song so many times, but it's one of my favorite songs to sing. I wonder with some of these songs, what if they have. I remember when I recorded it and for my first CD, but in the song it's a very passionate. It's an angry song and it has a lot of passion in it, but also talks about breaking bones and that. And shortly after I recorded it, I broke my hand. So maybe we should be careful with the songs we sing. But it's a song, I'm going to keep singing it because I like it and it's a lively song. But many thanks to all of you who listened and joined me in this live stream, and I am so happy and so pleased to have been part of Heritage Week, of Irish Heritage Week 2020. And I've been looking up the website and there are things I'm going to be watching as well, and I recommend it. And thank you so much to all of you, Míle buíochas Steve, and to Heritage Week for inviting me to take part in this. Gur míle magui, and I'll finish up with Pan Foijean. And I wish you all well during these surreal times. Keep healthy, keep happy. Sean trúi nach mis Sean trúi nach mis Pan Foijean. Sean trúi nach mis sa bhena teigi bheáilte. Rachan si gaile go gaile gus rachan si gaile le Foijean. Rachan si gaile go gaile gus a gona bhile sa mád leis. Sean trúi nach mis Sean trúi nach mis Pan Foijean. Sean trúi nach mis sa bhena teigi bheáilte. Dan da dan di dan da dan da dan di da da. Dan da dan di dan da dan da dan da di da. Sean trúi nach mis Sean trúi nach mis Pan Foijean. Sean trúi nach mis sa bhena teigi bheáilte. Rachan tí nach chofachan is deach go belan go báie. Avriano na church the final pisulis kvekin belfotin. Shantrowi nach mishe shantrowi nach mishe belfotin. Shantrowi nach mishe sevena take it back all ten. Dan da dan di dan da dan da dan di da da. Dan da dan di dan da dan da dan da di da. Shantrowi nach mishe shantrowi nach mishe belfotin. Shantrowi nach mishe sevena take it back all ten. Gummisha the hossa, gummisha the hossa belfotin. Gummisha the hossa, gummisha the hossa stochrava. Shantrowi nach mishe shantrowi nach mishe belfotin. Shantrowi nach mishe sevena take it back all ten. Dan da dan di dan da dan da dan di da da. Dan da dan di dan da dan da dan da di da. Shantrowi nach mishe shantrowi nach mishe belfotin. Shantrowi nach mishe sevena take it back all ten. Chama mavroka, chama mavroka in your 14. Chama mavroka, chama na bwinus na sava. Shantrowi nach mishe shantrowi nach mishe belfotin. Shantrowi nach mishe sevena take it back all ten. Dan da dan di dan da dan da dan di da da. Dan da dan di dan da dan da dan da di da. Shantrowi nach mishe shantrowi nach mishe belfotin. Shantrowi nach mishe sevena take it back all ten. Belfotin. Before I finish up, I was lilting there, which in Irish is called Porch Bale, and it's a feature, it's a lovely feature that's in a lot of the Sean-nós songs, mostly the faster paced songs, where the singer will do a little lilt in lieu of a verse, like and also people back long ago used to, instead of, if they didn't have musical instruments or a gramophone to play the 78s, people used to take turns lilting to let the dancers let the dancers dance, and then the person who was lilting would get a chance to dance as well. They took turns, and I thought that was nice. So there's a little tradition of lilting. It's still there in Ireland, and it's adds a little unique, nice little nuance to the song, a little different, and it's fun to lilt. It's fun to lilt how. So I just want to add that little note before I finished, because it's part of Sean-nós singing as well. So gur míle mágaí. Thank you so much for joining me, and that's it. Gur míle mágaí. Bonjour, Odd. Welcome, and a bientôt. So I hope to see you all again. I might be doing other live streams, but for now, gur míle mágaí, and I hope you have a wonderful day, or evening, or afternoon, whatever time it is, because we're live streaming. So gur míle mágaí. Slán go fóill. Slán.